Welcome to the Sungrand channel. Thanks for joining me. My name is Jerrel. I develop games for a living. We're going to discuss the new Star Fox remake today. Is this a good game? Is it a good remake? Did the developers just copy and paste code from the original Star Fox 64? We'll discuss these topics, but I want to first take a look at the title screen here. And again, I want to address this topic as a game developer and as a fan of Star Fox. In order to really show my point here, I will just quickly get out of the way. There is a shimmering to it, and I'm interested in the implementation of this, but there are a couple things that make me think this is a particle system that we're looking at here. And something else that I really like that I've noticed is the Great Fox. It starts pretty close to the camera. The Great Fox starts close to the camera, but I've been sitting here for a while, and the Great Fox just keeps going, and it keeps going and going and going and going. So I think this title screen will let you just sit and enjoy the scene and watch the Great Fox disappear into the distance in this beautifully elegant sequence of drifting away in complete silence. And I really like the shimmering of the sun. It's just a very understated, simple scene, but it's so well composed. You have this bright sunlight here, and then diagonally across from it on the other edge of the scene of the frame here, we have the planet, this is basically a PNG. This is pre-rendered. This is not rendered in real time. There's no reason to. That's going past the title screen now. I think I've analyzed that a little too much, but I think you've got an idea of the tempo that we're going for here. So we're just going to look at things just way too close. Let's go ahead and hop into the game, and I'm going to put on my headphones so I can hear the music here. I quite like this march-like composition that we have here. Something that I really, really like, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to show you in this episode today, is that when there are cutscenes that take place within the Great Fox here, the camera changes seamlessly to end the cutscene. The camera seamlessly shifts over to this hub area where you manage your menu. It's so seamless. It's such a small detail, but boy, does it really give this game a sense of a world that exists, that you are participating in these events, and it's so seamless, really fantastic. So this game was created in a custom game engine. This is not using Unity or Unreal. It is a custom game engine that was built by the development studio, and it would be hyper specialized to, I'm certain they specialized it to run this game extremely well, to look as good as it does, and to run consistently at 60 frames a second. And I believe they implemented a philosophy I refer to as overkill optimization, or overkill optimize, or OKO. OKO is something that I've had to learn as a design philosophy when creating games for the Nintendo 3DS. And that means that you've got to overkill optimize stuff that you maybe don't necessarily need to optimize. Do it, and do it too much, because you are going to hit a point where when your game scales up and you have more things in the game, they're going to contribute to the rendering cost and the processing cost. And this game runs so smooth that these developers have, I'm sure, built this game with that philosophy in mind. So what I really like about this music is the music builds up, and it comes to what feels like a crescendo, and then it eases back down. Really beautiful composition. I'm not entirely sure who did this. I did see the end credits. I did get the true ending here. So what I really like about this are the unlockables through the avatars. I'll plug in a webcam into my Nintendo and we'll take a look. So let's go ahead and take a look at Fox first. As I talk, you can see the character facial expressions, and I was playing through this game with a friend, and he was disappointed that the tongue didn't really react to the character, but we were in dark lighting, and we had the living room, the light was behind us, and it sort of obscured it. So what I think I'll do is, okay, so there isn't a tongue left and right, but there is a tongue out. Okay, that works. Okay, fantastic. Let's see the tongue action on Peppy, or Fox only has the tongue. Let's see if Peppy also has the tongue. That is surprising, and Peppy's tongue is a little more narrow than I thought it would be. Okay, sorry, I'm having too much fun. If you guys would like a video, I'll set a target. If this video hits 10,000 views, I'm still going to do the 10K view on our previous Star Fox episode, where I will play Star Fox Zero, and I will approach that and analyze it as a game developer. If this video hits 10,000 views, then I will do a breakdown and a demo of all the different character faces. I'll unlock more, and I'll test them all out. So if this video hits 10,000, I'll do that, and I'll do my review on all of that. So I'm gonna move on because this is absurdly fun to me. It's so pointless, and I really like it. So you can see that by completing challenges, you unlock more. So we'll take a look at that. But that's something that adds a lot of replay value to the game. After you complete a mission, you go to the challenge mode, and you are able to try to accomplish all these goals here. For example, you can see I've completed these, defeating certain enemies, doing something a certain way within a time limit. I think that's very fun. It's a fun way to go back and just play through levels that you like. The battle mode I thought was really fun, and the multiplayer mode where one player controls the movement of the R-wing or the vehicle, and then the other player controls the shooting. I did not think that was going to be very good, but it turned out to be well implemented. I played through the entire game 1.5 times with a mate of mine. First we were taking turns handing the controller back and forth, and then we thought, oh, why don't we try the co-op mode? Co-op mode was so fun, and it made certain missions just way more doable. So what we're going to do is I will just start a new campaign, and I will share my thoughts on the gameplay and the process itself. But overall, the presentation, I think, on this is excellent. The development team did an exceptional job, and they did... I'm so impressed with the work here. Everything feels like a natural progression.
Priority 1 communication.
But there's one thing about the voice here that distracts me a little bit.
We need your help, Star Fox.
And it sounds like a sketch from Wizards with Guns.
Andross's invasion has found its way to our doorstep.
So there is something interesting here.
Forces are laying siege to Corneria as we speak. The Corneria defense force is spread too thin. I need your team to get down.
So if you have a look at the rim shader, have a look at the rim shader on the character, the lighting, the rim lighting there, the rim lighting can only apply to geometry, to solid geometry that is not sort of alpha tested or has transparency on it. If you look at General Pepper and also other characters, you will have have a look at the sides of his ears there, where it looks like there's fur. You see his mustache coming down, his tail. Have a look at his tail, where you see the hair coming off his tail. The rim lighting does not apply to that, because the rim lighting, the rim shader that they've programmed for this only works on solid geometry that does not have alpha transparency. So that is why you see the very tips of the hair don't have the rim lighting on it. That's just something that I noticed. But all of that stuff, I think, is so seamless. It's such an excellent way to tell the story. And, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't add anything to the story, which I was personally disappointed at. I wanted to see more interpersonal character sort of relationships and interactions, and we didn't get that. But I understand that they are aiming to make a faithful, I'll just go ahead and skip, a faithful remake. And I think they've done an excellent job at that, is that nothing here feels out of place. Everything feels natural, and I think they've done an excellent job. Oop, sorry, I threw a bomb. First thing I did was throw a bomb. So I'm not going to do well because I'm concentrating on trying to talk instead of actually playing the game here. So what I really like, the heads-up display is semi-diegetic. They create a heads-up display that looks like it exists in that world. It feels like this could be in their cockpit. You know, you have the semi-transparent green elements on that. And especially the health bar below the characters, the overall, how it looks like the windows are being built out of vector lines on a computer screen. I really like that sort of look, especially when you have a look at the characters that are, when their dialogue comes up. Oops, oh, I wanted that, sorry. I'm busy thinking and talking, and this is not really a game where you can do that. You really have to focus on playing the game. But if you have a look at the character's portrait, that there's a green light there, and that builds a sense of cohesion, because all the elements on your heads-up display are green, and it conveys a sense that on their heads-up display it's also green. It's very cohesive, and it's so fantastic to see this kind of thought put into the design here. I missed the gold ring there, but this isn't going to be a real playthrough. I'm just trying to talk. But what we see here is true volumetric lighting. You know, you can see the fog just there, but you can see the light on that fire there, it is affecting it's not just illuminating geometry around it. See how it's conveying a sense of there's smog or smoke there, and it's illuminating the smoke. That is true volumetric lighting, and it's something that can be quite a bit expensive on your rendering budget, because it's an effect that, oh, his G diffuser. Use a boost to get through. So it's funny, my friend and I were playing this. We're both fans of Star Fox, and we were saying the lines the N64 way. As we were playing the game, we were saying the lines the way that we wanted to say it. Do a barrel roll, try a somersault, you know? I didn't have to do a somersault, I just talked myself into doing it, didn't I? I didn't kill that guy. So, I'm trying to talk and play the game, and I'm understanding now this is going to be a challenge, talking and playing the game. I'm going to crash here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this control scheme, I don't really like this control scheme. Yeah, so it's too difficult. So what I'm noticing is we have screen door transparency on the geometry. It's not, you know, alpha transparency. It's screen door, which is cheaper. What I don't see in this is... I don't see DLSS upscaling. And something like DLSS, it's very noticeable. Say, for example, if you're playing the Final Fantasy remakes, you notice that in the hair of the character, for example. And especially when there's movement on the camera, it looks pretty bad. You know, it's like the games I think look great on Switch 2, but there are things that don't look great, and the hair, for example, is the result of Final Fantasy VII remakes are rendering the games at a low resolution internally, and they are using DLSS to upscale. You would see artifacts if they were upscaling here. I was pushing the wrong button, wasn't I? Oop. Sorry, I'm going to stop talking because I'm just concentrating. Yeah, okay. So I'm not seeing that. You would see trails, like, as you see the particle effects, especially in games where there's a lot of camera movement, that's when DLSS becomes very obvious. If we have a look at the sparks on the ground, I'm not seeing evidence of DLSS, which means that these developers have done an insane job optimizing this game to run really well. They've done such a great job, and I'm so proud to see work like this in the industry where it's just the developers really know what they're doing and they've just done a great job. What I've seen people say online, I've seen people say, oh, they've just copy and pasted the code from the N64 and they've just put a new skin on it for graphics. Incorrect. This is created entirely in a new engine, and it would make no sense to go and get the old original source code from the N64 and to like copy and paste it. But then not only that, you have to reverse engineer the logic of those developers, and most likely the systems that they were using had their own issues and glitches and problems of their own, and that those developers would have had to employ their own tricks to make their code work properly. And so it'd be a huge waste of time, and it would be really stupid to do, because then you have to build an entire system out of code that's like, what, 30 years old or whatever? 25 years old. It's absurd. It's very silly to think that. So no, it would have made no sense for the developers to copy and paste old code. It's faster. It's so much faster, and it results in a much better product if you just do all new code yourself. What it means, though, is that this is a testament to how good these developers are, that they've recreated things like there's certain glitches that, ow, okay, I should have hit the brakes just then. There's certain glitches that the developers recreated because people know, the developers know, if they care about the product, they're familiar with it, they know that people like the glitches. The glitches are a big part of the experience, you know? And they know that they should put in things like fun glitches like, okay, hold on, constantly doing the somersault on a certain stage. You can get higher and higher on free range mode. Something like that is fun. It's harmless and it's fun. And to represent that again, to shows that a clear love and care for the product that you're working on and the IP. So it's so heartening to me to see that the developers put in that degree of care to make something so faithful. But what I see is an attempt to create something. The priority in this project was to create a faithful remake. So, and I think they've done an excellent job. Nothing feels out of place here. I obviously didn't play well because I was busy talking. Let's see if we get the cutscene here. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-da-da-da-da-bum. They've done an excellent job on the soundtrack here. Excellent, you know. Okay, let's see. In orbit or above Corneria.
Corneria is saved.
These are the small moments that I wanted to see more of, and I think these visuals look better than in the demo, in the early trailers. I think it looks better than that. It's a bit hard to talk when other characters are talking, so I think the characters themselves, the models, are so expressive, and they look really cool. The fur looks great. It is not using any special trickery. It looks like it's just part of the model. It's hair cards. They're basically just polygons, and then there's a transparent texture on it. But the way they catch the light is so interesting. They've done such a great job on this. There is a high degree of volumetric lighting in this space. They make it look foggier than it should. It looks hazy in here, and it's not realistic to have it be so foggy and hazy, but it makes it look good. And what's important is that it makes it look good. I think they brought J.J. Abrams on board to dial up the lens flare settings. Most people can do it themselves, but I think it's more faithful if you get J.J. Abrams to just turn the knob up himself, crank those lens flares up all the way up. What I really like about these scenes is that it gives an explanation. It's sort of the characters saying why they go one route or why they go another route. Depending on how you play the levels, you get to go to different areas. And it's so cool to see characters talk about it and explain it. But I'm a little bit disappointed because I personally wanted to see characters interact with each other more. But I understand that's not... I think if they did that, it would probably deviate a bit much from being a faithful remake, and the priority here was a faithful remake. But you can see it just went straight from the characters talking straight to this stage select scene. It's so seamless, and it makes you feel like, yeah, the characters are still there. They're sitting around somewhere. They've done such a brilliant job on this. Such an excellent end product. And, you know, if we have a look at the screen here, if we look at the screens that exist in the world here, it looks the same as our heads-up display. It looks the same as the mission result screen. And this to me tells me that these are developers that pay attention, that they understand how to make a cohesive product and how to build an experience that feels immersive. It's not just about, oh, let's make it hyper-realistic. Let's make it, you know, more polygons, unlimited power. It's not that. It's so much more... It's having an understanding about how people feel when they experience something. And this is so fun. It's just fun. The battle mode, I did that a couple times with my friend. We played a fair bit of battle mode. If your friend or family member has a Switch, even an original Switch, you can play battle mode together. They don't need a copy of the game. You use Game Share, and you can play battle mode. I think you can go on the same team. We didn't try it. We were just fighting each other, and it was quite fun. I wonder if there will be more stages unlocked later on. And the challenge mode, I think this is a great game if you just need a break. You're home from work, you have a break from your family, you know, for a couple minutes, and you don't really want to go through the campaign. You can play challenge mode and just play a mission, shoot some bad guys. It's a relaxing game if you want it to be. It's a pretty chill, and then it's also tense, and it's white-knuckled when you need it to be for excitement. The developers have done an excellent job on a technical level. I'm so impressed with what they've done. Even small things like this scene has true volumetric lighting in it. The way that they have the Earth sitting just in the distance there adds something interesting to the background. They use a particle system here to have this sort of imperfect flickering of the hologram. They've done such an excellent job. Technically, this is a masterclass in technical implementation of just making stuff look really good and run great. This runs at a pretty consistent 60 frames a second. Let's see how much... I don't know how much space this takes up, but it fits on a game card, and I didn't have to download anything extra. They did such an excellent job. There is one Easter egg I noticed with the voices in training, where a character says "good luck," and it sounds like the old original, you know, voice clip, and they explain it as like some glitch happening. I think with the voices here, I have seen people complain about the voices of Star Fox, the voice acting here. The method they're going for here, their philosophy with the voice work here is a more naturalistic approach. They're trying to make it seem more natural. And in the N64 versions, they were more theatrical. They were overacted a bit. And it was this big kind of a stage play. In this, it's more subdued performances. And yeah, obviously for me personally, I want to hear the N64 performances. That's just how it is, because that's what I grew up with. I like the sound, but I don't think there's anything wrong with the performances here. Though my friend that I played the game with did say that Fox feels a little bit like he sounded like a DreamWorks protagonist with this sort of, every line kind of feels like smug and this. And, you know, I kind of agree with him on that. I think Fox does have that kind of, it's very flat, sort of a smug tone to his voice, but I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with it. I think they've done an excellent job on everything. I'm going to rank this an A. I think they get an A on this. I think I'll be playing this for a long time. You know, just when I have a couple of minutes, I'll boot up challenge mode and see if I can tick off some challenges and try and unlock more. So yeah, if this episode hits 10,000 views, I'll unlock all the faces and do a breakdown and demo of all the faces. This is fun. I like this guy. Look at this fun little guy. I want to see the little... I like that. This is what I like. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. I hope you're enjoying the game. Be well. See you online. We'll probably battle each other online probably at some point. Okay. See you around, Star Fox.